The Blue Jays actually win a ball game. Now they hang on for dear life. At one point they had an 8-2 lead. It ends up being 8-6 as the Jays win Game 2 of the 3-game series over the Baltimore Orioles. And this game had a little bit of everything going on in it. You know, the Jays were supposed to start Edwin Jackson. Instead, they used Derek Law as an opener, and then they bring in Edwin Jackson in the second inning. And Jackson wasn't that bad. We'll get to him in a little bit here, but in the bottom of the fourth inning, obviously Edwin Jackson now on the mound. He gives him a solo shot to Trey Mancini, and the Jays are down 1-0, and they can't get anything going against David Hess right now through 5 innings, and this is just not looking too good. Through 4 innings. We go to the top of the 5th inning, and things just change. Luke Maile, the bottom guy in the lineup, gets an infield single to shortstop. Then he actually steals second base. Then Biggio walks. And that was a theme today. Kevin Biggio just getting on base. His batting average is still very low, but the amount of walks he's taking, his on-base percentage is nice. He's doing a great job there as Kevin Biggio. So he walks. You have runners at first and second, nobody out for Vladimir Guerrero Jr., who singles to right field. Great to see Vlad get a hit there. And both runners move up. The bases are loaded with nobody out. This is a recipe for a disaster when it comes to the Toronto Blue Jays. Because we have seen them get into these situations before, but do they usually score runs? No. Next up, Lourdes Gurriel Jr. And he hits a ball almost as perfectly up the middle as you possibly can. Right over the mound, right over second base. Jonathan Villar gets to it, but as he kind of gets to it, the ball goes in and out of his glove. An infield single for Gurriel, and the Jays have tied the game at 1. Great stuff going on there. The bases are still loaded. They bring in Miguel Castro now, former Blue Jay. And he strikes out Randall Grichuk. Then he throws a pitch down. I think it was a changeup from Miguel Castro. It gets away from Severino. Biggio comes in to score on the play. The Jays got a 2-1 lead here. We're feeling fantastic. Next batter, Justin Smoke, he walks. And now the bases are loaded once again for Teoscar Hernandez, who fouls out. But then Rowdy Tellez with 2 out and the bases loaded up 2-1. We have seen these types of situations a lot this year from the Toronto Blue Jays. We have seen them kind of have these types of innings where they get a couple runs. You're like, all right, we got the lead. Oh, but you can really break it open. No, you don't. And you have that small lead, and it dwindles away. But Rowdy Tellez gets a 98-mile-an-hour fastball from Miguel Castro and turns on it and plasters it to right field. It's gone! Grand slam for Rowdy Tellez, and the Jays now have a 6-1 lead. Oh, a 2-out clutch hit, people. It has been a long time. I don't care if we're facing the Orioles. It has been a long time since the Jays actually got a nice 2-out hit, and you got one there today to put the Jays up 6-1. And yeah, they had a 6-run 5th inning. The Jays came out flying there. Now in the bottom of that 5th inning, wild pitch from Edwin Jackson. Ruiz comes in to score, making it a 6-2 ball game. But then we go to the top of the 6th, where the Jays aren't just done yet. Luke Maile starting it off once again. He walks to lead off the inning. Then Biggio gets out. Then Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Now we've talked about it when it comes to guys like Russell Martin and Josh Donaldson. When they're hitting balls to right center field, look out. And Vladimir Guerrero Jr. ripped a ball to center field, and it sliced into the right center gap. Luke Maile chugging all the way around. He comes in to score. And a great heads-up running play from Vladimir Guerrero Jr. As Maile comes in home, the throw goes to the plate, so Vladdy's like, I'm going to take that extra 90 feet. So he gets to third base. Now, ideally, if the throw was on, he might have been out, but it was offline. He ends up safe at third. Now, and then big play, because Lourdes Gurriel Jr. is up again. They have to bring the infield in on him. So what does he do? Punches it right through the middle once again. The second hit of the night for Lourdes Gurriel Jr., second RBI of the ball game for him, and the Jays up that lead to 8-2. They're feeling great right now. The offense is flowing. We have not seen this very often at all from this ball club, and just things are looking great. They go to the bottom of the 8th inning, though, and the Jays just can't get outs, and they're blowing it. Francisco gets a 2-run double, then an RBI ground out from Nunez. Then Ruiz gets an RBI single, and just like that, it is an 8-6 ball game in the 8th inning. So they bring in Daniel Hudson to kind of mop it up and try and get the 4-out save. And he does just that. And people are going to wonder if you guys don't really know what's going on. Why was Daniel Hudson out there? Where's Ken Giles? Well, he actually went on the IL with, I think it was inflammation, I think it was, but it's not too serious. Apparently, it's not expected to be very serious. It's good to hear from Ken Giles. But Daniel Hudson, he got into a little bit of a sticky situation there in the bottom of the 9th inning, though. Second and third, 1 out, and gets back-to-back strikeouts to end the ball game. You saw the emotion in Daniel Hudson. And you know what? The Jays needed this. They needed a game where they score more than 3 runs for that matter. They needed a game where they just get a win and feel half decent about themselves. Because when you're 20 games under 500, and the Baltimore Orioles fans, if you guys are out there, you can attest to it. It ain't fun. And the wins that you do have, you enjoy them. Now, big story in the ball game today with Ken Giles going on the IL. Somebody has to get called up. Canadian boy Jordan Romano gets called up from AAA Buffalo, and this guy has been through the minor leagues with his team. If I'm not mistaken, he got picked up in the Rule 5 draft this past year. Ended up not staying with the ball club that he was with, so came back to the Blue Jays and had his first big league inning today, and he got a couple strikeouts, no hits, no walks, clean job for Jordan Romano, and that curveball's got some tight spin. He looked really good in that 1 inning of work, so let's go through some statistics here for you guys. So Bijou, like I said, average is low and not swinging the bat very well. He was 0 for 3, but he walked twice and he scored a run on the play. Yeah, his batting average is only 146. That's awful. But his on-base guys with a batting average of 146 is 327. Tells you right there he's getting on base. For Vladimir Guerrero Jr., a big night for him. He was 3 for 5 with an RBI, scored a couple runs in the ball game. His batting average back up to 255. And Lourdes Gurriel Jr., we talked about him a little bit earlier on. He went 2 for 4 with a couple RBIs, a run scored, and he walked as well. His batting average up to 265. And Randall Grichuk had an awful ball game, over 5 with 4 strikeouts. He looked really, really rough. And Smokey 0 for 3 with a couple walks. Teoscar Hernandez, again, Teoscar Hernandez, guys, is finding ways to sprinkle hits in there. He was 2 for 5 again today. And people love looking at batting average. His now average is 205. Has it been that high at all this year? I don't know. Teoscar Hernandez, since he's been called back up from AAA Buffalo, has looked pretty good. Rowdy Tellez goes 2 for 5, obviously with the home run for him. The grand slam with 4 RBIs and the run scored. Good job by Rowdy. His average only a 227. He's struggling as the big fella. That's why he's not playing as often. And when you get production, like the Jays got the production from Luke Maile, the number 9 hitter today. He was 2 for 3 with a couple of runs scored. He also walked once in the ball game. Great job, Luke Maile. Loving what we're seeing there from that right now, because the offense from your catchers just isn't there right now. With Luke Maile and Danny Jansen, they're both not hitting very well. Neither of them are hitting 200. It's rough, but that's why you got to play 162 games. That's why Danny Jansen's a young catcher that's still learning how to play this game at the big league level. So I'm not worried about him. But it's great to see Luke Maile do a good job today. And as I said earlier, Edwin Jackson didn't look all that bad. Other than the solo shot he gave up in the 4th inning, he ended up giving up 2 runs, both earned, over 5 innings, 4 hits, walked a couple batters, struck out 2. 5 innings of 2-run ball is not bad whatsoever. But don't get used to it because you are playing the Baltimore Orioles, and that's just that. All right, we talked about Jordan Romano's good inning. Luciano had a rough one, though. He threw in third of an inning, gave up 1 hit, 1 walk, and gave up 2 earned runs. Joe Biagini, same thing exactly, except he walked 2 instead of 1 guy. Joe Biagini had a rough outing there. Tim Mayza came out to face 1 batter and gave up a hit. So didn't really get his job done. And then Daniel Hudson, like I said, picks up his first save of the year. An inning and a third. Walks a batter, no hits, struck out 3. ERA of 3.30 for Daniel Hudson. All right, so with enjoying that Blue Jays victory, you look to get the series win tomorrow. Is it tomorrow night? Yes, tomorrow night, 7:05 first pitch. As much as I love my Blue Jays and I love baseball and all that, I think all Toronto is going to be watching one game. That's at 9 o'clock. The Toronto Raptors are playing Golden State in Game 6. That's what everyone's going to be watching. We all kind of know what's going to be happening there. But let's get to the minor leagues here. And if my Wi-Fi is going to stop bunging out, because it's been a little bit rough today, the Buffalo Bisons had a great offensive performance today. And we also heard good news today that Bo Bichette is going to be joining the Buffalo Bisons tomorrow. So, again, where did he start the year? Buffalo. That's where his next step was succeeding in Buffalo, and he's going to be right back there after that really rough broken hand injury that he had earlier in the season. He's going to be back up at the club there tomorrow night. Good stuff there. Now, offensively, we saw Billy McKinney go 2 for 3 with 4 runs scored. He walked 3 times and had a couple RBIs. Good job by Billy. And Anthony Alford continues to rip the ball apart lately. He was 2 for 4 again today, scores a couple runs, walks twice, and gets 4 RBIs. His batting average up to 242 now for Anthony Alford. He's been awesome. The reason I don't want to look too much into statistics and batting and stuff like that. Socrates Brito went 4 for 5 today. He's hitting over 300 there in AAA. We all saw him in the big leagues. We all know what we feel about what he did. All right, but for Anthony Alford, it's great to see him doing better now, and it's good to see him starting to compete and doing a good job. Yeah, I'm really, really happy to see that from one of the young prospects in the Jays organization. We got to find ways to be positive. Now, the New Hampshire Fisher Cats was not a lot of positives there today. There really, really wasn't much. Riley Adams 1 for 4 in the ball game. Kevin Smith 1 for 4 with a couple RBIs. Good job there, but other than that, Hector Perez, I thought he didn't do too bad of a job. 5 innings, 4 hits, 2 runs. Both were earned. He walked 3, but he struck out 6. ERA is still 5.19, however, still much, much higher than he wants it. But, again, for Hector Perez, it's all about taking strides and getting better. And, again, he's done well lately, so it's good to see him continue to pitch well for the New Hampshire Fisher Cats, even though they lost today's ball game. Now let's go down to the Dunedin Blue Jays, where they won 4-0 today. And on the mound was, is it Tanner or Turner Larkins? It's Turner Larkins, and in Dunedin, he's doing a really good job. 1995 birthday, so let's do the math here. It's either 23 or 24, I think it is. No, sorry, 22 or 23 or 24. Yeah, excuse me. He went 5 innings of 4-hit ball, struck out 6. ERA of 2.82 for Turner Larkins. Great job down there for him. Cal Stevenson went 1 for 5. Kevin Vicuna 2 for 5 with an RBI. He's one of the Jays' top 30 prospects, if I'm not mistaken. He's still one of the top 30 there for the Blue Jays. And Samad Taylor, acquired in the Joe Smith trade a couple of years ago, has really struggled offensively, but as of late, he's really starting to swing the bat better. He was 2 for 3 with a walk and scored 2 runs in the game. Now he's finally over that 200 mark. He's hitting 203 on the year. All right, now we're going down to the Lansing Lugnuts, who I think they had a rainout yesterday. So they had a doubleheader to play today. They won Game 1 6-4 earlier on today, and we're going to find out what happened in that game. Whereas Griffin Conine 1 for 4 with a couple runs scored. He's still hitting 423. He's struggling. No, he's having a great job down there. Hagen Denner went 0 for 3 with a walk. He had a tough night. And Sean Weimer was a Jays top 6-round pick last year, in that range. He's really struggling down there in A-ball, so it's really not looking good for him right now. But he did a great job today. 5 innings, 4 hits, 1 run, 1 earned run, walked 1 guy, and struck out 4. But his ERA, even with that good start, is still 7.09. That is not good. That is not good at all. All right, and then we're going to go to the Game 2 of the doubleheader there today, where the Lansing Lugnuts lost 6-2. And Griffin Conine went 1 for 3 with an RBI. Good job there for him. Hagen Denner once again 0 for 3. So really not a lot of good things there for the Lansing Lugnuts and whatnot. Not a big minor league day. And you know why that's okay? Because the Blue Jays won. So we can talk about that for a little bit. It's a lot of fun. All right, so you know what, guys? That is going to do it for this one. You guys enjoyed this video, and you guys enjoyed seeing an actual victory today. Smack that like button. I do appreciate that. Hit the subscribe button if you guys have not already. Comment down below your thoughts on the video, your thoughts on the game, your thoughts on the minor leaguers. What'd you think of Vladdy? What'd you think of Lourdes Gurriel? What'd you think of Jordan Romano in his first outing as a Toronto Blue Jay? In the big leagues as well. I want to hear your guys' thoughts on all that crazy stuff. And check out my main man, Mo Buckets, on Twitter, guys. Blue Jays Wave on Instagram. He posts awesome content. I think he posted the Grand Slam. Or did he post the Grand Slam? You guys can go check it out. If he posted it, you'll be able to see it. He always does the post-game stuff as well. So go check him out, guys. Blue Jays Wave on Instagram. He's an awesome guy. Posts awesome content. So once again, go check him out. And Twitter is down below for myself. Links are in the description, guys. Go check that out. The Twitter is down below in the description. Send me a DM, follow up, do all that great stuff, guys. And I will talk to you guys Raptors edition, Game 6 of the NBA Finals as the Toronto Raptors, again, look to win their first ever NBA title. And I love my Raptors, and I would love to win it on home court. But the only way that can happen now is if this goes to Game 7, and I do not want that. So I think I can speak for every single Raptor fan when I say, I want this done tomorrow. 9 o'clock tip-off there at Oracle Arena in Oakland. All right, and as for the Toronto Blue Jays, they take on the Orioles there tomorrow night in the finale of the 3-game set against the Orioles. Marcus Stroman on the mound for the Blue Jays. You know, looking to kind of get a rebound after his really, really rough last outing. And Gabriel, and I want to say Noah, on the mound for the Baltimore Orioles. 7:05 first pitch at Camden Yards. Thank you guys so much for listening and watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you guys then.